college right? Hey y'all, welcome back to Not Usually a Yapper podcast, where me, a 23-year-old girl who just finished college and moved across the country to a place where it snows and is less than -8 degrees sometimes, is navigating life. And through it all, just also remembering God ate. Because what? I went from California to Atlanta to here? Crazy work. But yeah, on today's episode, we're going to be kind of talking about this new start in this phase of life and just kind of how I'm navigating it and how I'm feeling about it. And I think the first topic is obviously, like I said, I just finished college. Yay, kudos. Because that definitely was a journey. But as I'm finished, like now that I'm done with college and I've literally left where I went to school, shout out Clark Atlanta University, I feel like, damn, like, did I not do college right? Like, I think a lot of people when I was coming into college, they said, live to the fullest, do this, do that, because you don't want to leave college with regrets because you're never going to like have this experience again. And I was like, okay guys, I get it, but like I need a job out of this as well. So I'm gonna work, like, please be so for real right now. I feel like maybe I should not have worked as much. I think during my senior year, I started to have more fun and go outside, quotation marks, because I quickly also realized I simply don't like being outside. Um, like, for example, a little bit of a story time. Senior year, I was like, you know what? I have really only been to like 2 college parties, and like those two weren't even necessarily experiences because I think first one, for the first one, it was like the end of the year, freshman college, whatever. It was outside. It was fun. Damani came and performed. And that's when I first heard his music. And I was like, oh, snap, he eats. Second one was supposed to be some D9. I don't know what fraternity was throwing it, but they had us standing outside in line forever. And I was like, bro, I can't give up. Like, I got to get in there. And so half of us went back to campus. Half of us stayed. I was a part of the half that stayed. I got inside, and it was like one of the worst experiences of my life. Like, it was so jam packed. There was smoke everywhere. Nobody was even dancing. Everyone was kind of just standing around. And you know what? I'm not gonna call nobody out, but I remember who it was because they was doing what they needed to do. But like, yeah, I think that was just one of the worst experiences ever. And then it ended after like, I want to say an hour and a half or something, but we didn't even stay the whole hour and a half. I was like, actually, this is terrible. I gotta go. So that takes me to my third experience, senior year. We went out because a friend came into town and we were drinking and everything, and I was out and I was just like, this is not for me. Granted, I won't expose too much, but like, granted, I had just decided to try something, you know what I mean? And I think that was also a mistake. So, we went to that party and it was just jam packed. It was in an apartment. Everyone was like toe to toe. There literally was no standing room. When I tell you, like, there's person right here, person right here. There was one girl, I felt like she was about to like she had dropped her vape. And I was like, oh, and I was like picking it up to give it to her. That girl yells, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. I said, girl, I'm not trying to steal your vape. I don't think people are even at a point in life where they're stealing vapes. I just was trying to hand it to you, you know. Anywho, because it dropped right by my feet. But anyways, that just made me realize, like, okay, I just don't think that those experiences are necessarily for me. But I do think that there were other ways that I probably could have gotten outside to have that more social-esque experience of being in college. Because now that I'm done, I'm like, hey, I got the career. I, I got the degree. But like, what is that Gabrielle Union thing? But did you get the man? Maybe I didn't do college right. So when you're on TikTok, when I'm on TikTok, there was this one girl and she had said something. She was like, I didn't know that we were supposed to go to college to find our husbands. Da 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 da. And they talking about like, oh, ring before spring, wompity womp. Me personally, I didn't know that either. I didn't know if that was what we were supposed to be doing. I was there to get my degree so I could have a job and be able to and have money. Like, let's be so for real. So, anywho, I think I look back on the experiences where I probably, not even probably, where I could have had those like more in depth romantic esque experiences. And it's like, I'm talking to myself and I'm like, oh, Aaliyah, you should have like indulged in that more. You should have taken those opportunities more rather than shutting them down at the first red flag, or shutting them down as soon as you were like, this is just not what I want, or I'm not in like the headspace for it. Um, and I remember like I was talking to someone about it, and he was like, because he was like, why are you like single? Why are you not, getting out there? And I'm like, well, I still have to get myself together. I feel like I deal with a lot. Um, and I don't want to subject anybody else to that. So yeah, just not ready for that. And he was just like, you're always gonna be working on yourself. You're always going to be like improving. That's just a part of life. You're never gonna be perfect, but you have to um, experience those things and like get out there and do that. And I heard him. I heard him. I was listening to him, but I didn't hear him. I was listening, but I didn't hear him. So, and I didn't digest it. But now I'm digesting it. And now I'm like, damn, is it too late? But also like I'm still young, but I'm realizing like I'm getting old. And I think really what sparked this, and I'm not blaming Giveon for nothing, okay? But I was never a Giveon fan. And he came out with this song thing. What is it? I don't know if it's called 20s. I think it is called 20s. But like the song, obviously if you've heard it, he's talking about like he didn't know he'd be wasting his 20s on the person he was with, right? And I'm sitting here singing it like, I didn't know, just having a good time. Until like for some reason it kind of sinks in like I've never been heartbroken. Like granted, I'm still spending my 20s. I'm not even in my mid 20s area yet. Like still in my early 20s. So like I think I still have time, but I'm also like, if I've gotten this far and I haven't been heartbroken yet, like, damn, like, I don't even want to say when it happens, but like if, or you know what I mean? Like that's gonna hurt. So now it's like I'm sitting here like, wait, Aaliyah, do you want to be heartbroken? Like, is that what it is? Are you longing for someone to like break your heart? That's weird. Like, you need to go see a doctor. But like, low key, I think I have FOMO of it. FOMO of an experience that I haven't had, that I think maybe I feel like I should have had. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying everyone has to experience heartbreak, but I'm also like, damn, I can't imagine, like, because it also takes time for someone to be able to break your heart. I don't think that, like, after 3 months, someone could have me, like, just bawling my eyes out, like, whatever. So that makes me think, like, further into it, like, if I am gonna experience a heartbreak, it's not gonna be anytime soon, because there has to be time for me to build up that like relationship for it to even be significant enough to break my heart. You get what I mean? So now it's like I'm playing the waiting game. Like, wait, I just want to get the ball rolling. Let's just get this over with. And then that's when I once again come back to reality, and I'm like, are you planning a heartbreak right now? You need to calm down. And so everyone says like that's just God protecting your heart, like wompity, like not wompity womp. I'm grateful. Once again, I don't think I'm saying I want anybody to break my heart. I just think it's like one of those. I think I just have FOMO of it. It makes me feel like I should have went ahead and experienced it in college and allowed myself to indulge in it, so that I could at least say I've had that experience. Because I don't want to like. I feel like I'm like fighting the urge to like want to go out there and like be something that I'm not, just so I could like get that experience. I don't think I've ever said that before, but I think I'm. Yeah. Anywho. Hmm. Anyways, I actually kind of had to stop and like think about that one for a second. So yeah, that's where I am right now, um, in life, and it's so crazy. Like, I feel like I won't say I've gotten to where I want to be in my career, but like I feel like I've spent these last like 4 years working so hard to have the knowledge that I have, and have the opportunities that I've had and continue to have and everything. And I'm so grateful for it. But I'm also like, I feel like there was a way that I could have balanced the work side of things and like the personal life side of things, which I think it's easy to like go back and make an excuse as to why I think the way that I think, um, in terms of why I chose not to indulge in that stuff. But I think at the end of the day, that kind of boils down to me just trying to find like other people to blame. At the end of the day, I feel like I'm getting to an age where it's like, no, the decisions that you make are your decisions, like solely. So now I'm just trying to be more conscious of my decisions, but also like, yeah, conscious of my decisions, I think. No, not conscious. I'm very conscious of my decisions. I think I'm trying to be more active in the decisions that I make. Um, because I think a lot of times I'm just kind of going through the motions of life and going through what I think is right rather than what I want to do and like how I feel, which sometimes you can't give into your own personal emotions too much, which is why it's hard for me to like really distinguish what I'm trying to say here, because I'm partially on a journey of like, not partially, I'm on a journey of getting closer with God and understanding that you have to like sometimes sacrifice your own desires for God's will, and really like be obedient to what He is telling you to do. But on the other hand, I'm also on the side of like, bro, I've been working like since my junior year of high school. And it's life has just been go, 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 go. Now I want to enjoy. Like, there are certain things in life that I want to enjoy that I didn't allow myself to enjoy. Now I want to enjoy it. Yeah. Anywho, so that's kind of where I am right now in terms of like the first little segment being more so like, did I do college right? That's a I can't answer yes or no quite yet. I'm gonna say I did do it right because at the end of the day, like, I am where I'm supposed to be. I am who I am, and now I just have to do this part of life right and be happy with it, I guess. Um, and then yeah, wait, where am I at right now? Okay, 15. So in this like last little part, which I feel like I'll probably dive into it a little bit later, only because my brain is now like really racked with what I just got through saying, because I think I've always thought it, but I've never like put it into words. Now I'm like, I need to go call somebody. But no. Um Now moving into what I think kind of jumped these thoughts off is the fact that I moved to a whole other state where things are just drastically different from where I'm from and even where I went to school. So I'm just having culture shock, I think. Um, and I don't know. At the end of the day, I know that I am where I'm supposed to be because the way everything lined up perfectly is how it was meant to be. And part of like, where I was working before, I loved my job. Like, well, once again, sometimes people say you have selective amnesia when you're like missing a place. So I do think I do have a little bit of selective amnesia because it wasn't perfect. I don't think any job or any place can be perfect. I don't know. But it wasn't perfect, but I enjoyed it. And I think it opened up my eyes to the field that I chose to pursue after college. I had already had an understanding of my field, but working there, it just made me like enjoy it. And I don't know, maybe maybe it was because of some eye candy, a little bit, but I also just enjoyed my job in general. But so it just opened my eyes to like what I enjoy doing, and but I knew it wasn't my stopping place. Like the whole time I worked there, I knew that this is not the place where I'm going to get a permanent job, stay here forever. I also don't think I would have wanted to stay there forever because it was still a college environment, which is why I think I enjoyed it so much. But like as I were to grow into adulthood and into maturity and everything like that, I don't think it would have been the place for me. But to leave it so suddenly, like I got my job and then like a month and a half later, I was moving out here. So I was just like, wait. And granted, I graduated in December. Okay. I moved here at the end of January, and none of this was planned, like at all. I thought I was going to be in Atlanta for about a good another like year or two, or like really whatever. But anywho, at the job I'm leaving, at the job I left, I wasn't full time, I was part time, but once again, I just enjoyed it. I had a great time. So coming out here, I think that I kept trying to compare it to where my old job and just being like, this is just not the same. You can't that. Um, I'm losing my train of thought. I don't know what point I was even making. But I think I was now I'm just yapping. So maybe I am a yapper. But anyways, so what the heck was I even about to say? Maybe I'm done. What was your train of thought? Wait, because I was. Oh, okay. I remember. So I was talking to my friend on the phone, and she had told me like, well, it was Sunday, and she was like, "Oh, PD's eating." That's our pastor. And I had watched the first half of the service, but I was going to go meet a friend like further in town because she's granted it was another state, which is that's another thing I'm so grateful for. We're so close to different states. You can just go visit other states. Being from California, if I drive 3 hours, I'm still in California. There's not, I mean, it's great because it's another part of California, but like you're in the same place. You know what I mean? Here, if I drive an hour, I'm in a whole other state. Anyways, so I went to go visit her, but on my drive, I was listening to service, and then I only got through halfway of the service. So come back maybe like Thursday, I decided to go back and listen to the service, and he's basically talking about how, you know, God had like brought them out of Egypt, and then the people wanted to go back to Egypt because they didn't like where they were or something of that nature. But they had selective amnesia because Egypt wasn't perfect. Egypt was cool, it had its good moments or whatever, but it was not perfect. It wasn't a place that you wanted to return to. Like once you got there, it wasn't going to be all sunshine and roses and daisies and everything. Um, and I'm like that part of his sermon like really hit home because I was like, damn, like I'm having selective amnesia about Atlanta in general. I had a great time in Atlanta. I liked it, but by no means was it perfect. By no means did I think it was a perfect fit for me and my personality and everything. Well, in a sense, but not necessarily. You know what I mean? So that's when it kind of hit me like I'm having selective amnesia about my old job, about Atlanta, and I'm not allowing myself to be open about enjoying it out here. You know? So now I've decided to not have selective amnesia, just be open to life and just enjoy it. And also I'm already here. Like I'm here. I signed a 12-month lease. So yeah. And with the job market, I don't think like I just have to be grateful, I think. Grateful, patient. Cool. Now I know why people always do podcasts. They just want to talk. Low key. But yeah, that's actually it for me. I want a cookie.